Subject jerky. Outside of the gym, I'm the owner of AGC Trading and Dr. Paws Co., a couple of direct-to-consumer brands. We sell supplements for dogs and cats or just animal health products. I also half of CBC and, DJ under the solo name Encino. I also do Muay Thai, have my hand in many baskets. So when I was at USC, I want to say my sophomore year, I had a fraternity brother, Dan Simons, actually, who was, big in wrestling whenever he was growing up. And he just shared his experience with me about jiu-jitsu and how it was crazy because, he felt like he was a pretty solid combat sports athlete, big, tall, strong, athletic guy. And how he walked into a jiu-jitsu gym and he's getting tapped by people that are half his size, and how the gi was crazy, and it was like, an insane thing to learn, and just that I had to try because you learn how to fight off your back. And I'm like, well, where should I go? And he's like, I'm sure there's a Gracie gym in, your hometown, like whenever you're home for winter break or summer, like go check it out. And so that's exactly what I did. I think that everyone was so friendly whenever I walked in. I just felt welcome. I think that for me, I walked in, I was an athlete for sure. I played, I grew up playing basketball, playing football, but I had no combat sports experience previously. I guess I had done some karate growing up, so that's not fair to say, but nothing on the ground. And at no point did I feel really intimidated by the staff or by the other people on the mat. It was just kind of like, hey, here's your gi. This is what's going on, and if you're here to learn, then we'll have you. I do really think that jiu-jitsu is almost a metaphor for life, right? I think that, you talk about staying calm under pressure. I think you talk about, getting outside of your comfort zone. I think you talk about the progression of going from complete incompetence to lesser incompetence to minor competence to major competence. I think the progression through various moves within the sport of jiu-jitsu, but then also, the belt ranks, and then just your competence and confidence as a human being and an athlete and a competitor on the mats. What's not to apply in business, especially being an entrepreneur, I think, and having a lot of difficult challenges ahead and not necessarily knowing what you might need to do to get something done in the business world, being able to, I think, take the lessons that you've learned from, okay, just show up, just complete it, just finish this practice, even if it's ugly, even if it's not pretty, complete that loop and get it done. And then over time, you will indeed progress. I would say that that's probably the biggest thing that I'd have to choose. Family, honestly, I think that it's insane. I think the amount of people or friends that I've made here in the last, 6 or 7 years that, I think that we're so close now, I don't even necessarily think about them as jiu-jitsu friends. I think that, who I consider my instructor, and really instructors, Carlos, Michael, Sean, like they've all just poured so much into me. I think that whenever I was, getting started in Muay Thai, they were driving 2.5 hours out to come and watch me fight. There's other people here. Kristen was here and came to watch me fight. And the family here, it's beyond community for me. I love it. I think for me, the cool thing now being, 27 is I think having a little bit more perspective in my own life, and then also getting to, see, I think the children here in the gym and, them beginning their gym, like their journeys, the children and the young adults, the young men and women. But then also, we have some people here that are in their late 40s, early 50s that are training, and, to see the end ranges of those, human experiences, all under one gym, it's great. It can be fun. You get to roll with a guy who's, a father of 4, but then you also get to roll with, a 6-year-old kid who doesn't know what's going on yet. So I like those combinations. To the strikers, I would say that you got to train everything. You may have hands, you may have kicks. That's not going to save you when you get to the ground. That's not a threat. Just saying that, Muay Thai is kickboxing, boxing, that is distinctly different from jiu-jitsu. And so if you feel like you've maxed out your stats, or even if you haven't maxed out your stats and you're just trying to learn something else, I think jiu-jitsu is perfect for that. If you're looking to round out your skills as a combat sports athlete and also as a human being, I think this is a great place to do that. For business owners, I think that if you're worried about anything head trauma related, worried about taking strikes to the face, but then you also just kind of want to blow off some steam and actually want to progress, again, as a martial artist, as a combat sports athlete, but then also as a human being, I love jiu-jitsu because you can train really, 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 really hard and stay safe. I feel like getting beat up by old men is pretty funny, I think. You know, I could talk about like Megaton. I could talk about Graber. I could talk about Carlos.
Because he's getting old too at this point.
Nah, man, I don't know. There's just something about, you know, being like young and in shape and then coming in and
Getting spanked by somebody who's like twice your age, who's like not in shape.
that's a really humbling experience. I don't know if that's funny to people. I'm laughing in my head thinking about it because there's just an aspect where you think you're hot shit. You think that you're good, and then you find out by somebody who like appears not good that you're not what you thought you were. Thanks for having me, brother. Appreciate it.